Hello, welcome to this episode of Face to Facetime. This episode is brought to you. This episode is brought to you by me, because I bought everything you see, and I am I'm myself. So it's all me. I brought this all to you. You could technically say God brought it to you, but he doesn't exist. So I brought this episode is brought to you by me. Just subscribe to me. Go to FaceTime on YouTube or Instagram. I think that's the only two things. Or the Apple Podcast or wherever you get a podcast. Today I have a guest, and on her shirt I have written Brazilian soup. Why? Well, because she's the host of something that's a TV show called The Soup on E, and she's Brazilian, and it needed to be a clue that Instagram guessers, Instagram guessers are the fucking worst guessers at everything. They're also kind of trolling. I get it. I'm not, I get it, but and they also want me to get Jack Black. I'm working on it. Anyway, Jade is someone I've known for a long time, almost maybe like 10 years at this point. We run into each other a lot. Sometimes it's because we're working together. Sometimes it's because I'm casting her in something. Sometimes it's because I don't know. We just run in the same circles. But Jade is, what's this is what's Jade is. I love people like this because Jade is always Jade. I don't know her super deeply, but I do know enough to the point where I can say that she's always her Jade self. Like, and if you know who Jade is, you know that is Jade. I'm Jade. I'm Jade. I'm not trying to make fun of her at all. I swear to God, she's just like really energetic. But it's really cool to be around because I'm a little bit more mellow, and I like people that equal me or equalize me. I don't know if I said that right, but equal me out. I think you know what I'm talking about. Polar opposites. And man, she's so fun to talk to, and so I wanted to have her on the show. I've been watching the Soup clips, which is awesome. She fucking kills it on that show. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on E. If not, just go to the Instagram, and watch the clips there. She also said there's a link. I think maybe it's on entertainment. You just like go to the website for entertainment. All right, well, let's get into this episode. I'm gonna give her a call.
Hey, hi, how you doing?
Hi, good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, considering.
Considering what? What's wrong? I mean, is it just Corona or is it everything?
What's wrong? I mean, it's everything. It's the collective fear and anxiety. It's people dying. It's us not being able to interact and feel each other's energy. It's the economy. It's the president. It's, my family.
Do you know anyone who's do you know anyone who's died?
I actually don't know anyone personally who's died. No, I have a few
good.
friends who have gotten it. And a couple of them, like, it was kind of rough, but then a couple of them where it was just like, I just felt hungover. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I have COVID every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I actually, do you have a beverage? I'm drinking.
Oh my gosh, should I get a White Claw too?
Go get a White Claw.
Wait, what's your flavor?
This is ruby grapefruit.
Oh, that's not bad. I got mango. Oh my gosh, let's claw it up.
All right, cool. You're the first person to drink with me on this fucking thing.
Oh, hell yeah. It is 5 o'clock here, but I am done with my workday.
Okay, it's 8 o'clock here, and I was done hours. Well, I guess I don't really see this as work. I see this as chilling. Here.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I haven't seen you in a minute. Ching ching, saúde.
Okay, well, you don't have to be racist about this.
Okay. Do you know that ching ching actually means tiny penis in Japanese, but it's like a Brazilian way to cheers?
Ching ching what?
Ching ching means ching ching means tiny penis in Japanese.
I never knew that, and I also
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't know that ching would be. That sounds like a Chinese thing. I don't know much about Japanese stuff, which I'm like a bad
Yeah.
Japanese dude.
I didn't know that that was your, I didn't know which flair you had, which
That's the
one
one.
you had. That's great. I'm obsessed with Japanese culture. My dad grew up there, so
Ching ching means small penis, small penis. Why do you have to say it
small penis,
twice?
small penis. Well, that's just the cheers. Like you just say ching ching,
That's
But that
so
just
people.
happens to have, that just happens to mean tiny penis, tiny penis.
Oh, so people don't know they're saying it.
Yeah. No, in Brazil, they just say it.
Yeah,
And
but
then
I'm gonna
I
start
went,
saying it for being
yeah,
tiny
you
penis,
should.
tiny penis.
Yeah, me too. Because are there any other types?
But I'm gonna say it in English.
Oh, okay, cool. Tiny penis, tiny penis.
Tiny penis,
Hey,
tiny penis.
hey, White Claw, please sponsor us.
Working on it.
I
It's
love
just
this stuff. I actually do. It's such a great buzz, and it like doesn't feel like you're wasting your calories.
why is it such a great buzz? Because I know it is, and I but it says like not that much alcohol in it.
I think it's because it's the way it's distilled, because it's like malt liquor, basically.
Oh,
Where they,
you got scientific. I don't even know what all that is. But
the way alcohol is made is different. Like vodka is made differently from than tequila.
oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I try to drink. This is what I do. This is my
Okay.
thing now, okay? Because I moved to New York.
Okay.
And
Okay.
living in New York now is like Paris, even though I've never been there. I'm just assuming this is what it's like.
Okay.
Where everyone's dining outside, right, on the streets, because
Yeah.
they like made this law where you can like dine in the streets.
Yeah.
Like they have chairs and a whole thing set up,
I
and
love that.
everyone's outdoors. And so what I do is I go ride my bike, and I have a White Claw, and I'm sipping it the entire time, and then I'll stop at a bar and like drink. It's like
Yeah.
the White Claw to me is the bookend to a drinking night. I start it with
Oh, I
one,
love that.
and then I
Yeah.
normally end it with one.
It's your road sody.
Road sody.
Yeah. It doesn't even. But can't you get a BUI? Isn't that a thing?
Honestly, it feels like no one cares in New York. It feel because like everyone's so empathetic about apathetic, some sort of thetic.
Empathetic. Yeah.
They're empathetic about what's going on right now. So like you can straight up just drink a Bud Light in
Yeah.
a can out here right now.
Yeah.
And,
But that's how it was here for a while. It was like fireworks every night because cops were like, dude, we got bigger fish to fry. We're not going to fucking stop you. Go for it,
Yeah.
And I live in Echo Park. So it was like
oh fuck! So people are just like living it up at the park right now.
war zone. My poor dog was just like a different dog for a month. She was like super codependent and like needy. And then now she's done with me. She's like, fireworks are done, bitch.
And so we met. Okay, this is what I was trying to figure out. I don't even know how we met, but what I do
I don't
know,
remember either. Yeah.
what I do know is that you followed me on Instagram. I probably followed you first. I probably saw you at, doing stand up somewhere.
Yeah.
I used to go to the Parlor a lot. Did you perform there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Okay, so I saw you there,
Yeah.
and then but you know what's weird is like back then it was people weren't necessarily seeing people,
Yeah.
like perform and then following them. That like wasn't
Yeah.
what you did, but now that's like the thing,
Right.
And so I don't remember completely doing that, but I must have done it. And then I was casting for something, and then you responded and you were like, I want in, and I was like, okay, so I didn't know who you were, but I was like, I think she's famous. I'm pretty
What?
sure. I was
I don't
pretty
think
sure.
so.
I was like, she's famous, and like, who is this person who thinks I'm bigger than I am to be famous and comment that she wants to be in my thing?
Dude, I don't even know what was it? It's like I'm like drawing a blank on what we worked on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was a jewelry commercial.
No, yes, the jewelry commercial, but was that the first thing we ever did? Is that how I met you? Oh, yes, because you know
Yeah.
why? Jade Davis was also involved,
Oh.
and he ran the parlor.
Oh, that's right.
Is Jade Davis our glue?
Jay Davis might be our glue. Whether it was because he used to he used to book the Parlor, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, I can just see it now. I got to go back and watch that jewelry commercial because I played like 3 generations. It was very like,
Okay, so this is what I wanted to ask you because I looked back at that thing and I was like, wow, like how long ago was that? You know what I remember?
I want to say like 10 years ago.
But you
Like
were
8.
just coming out with Daddy Knows Best.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you were like,
That's
you got to
crazy.
watch it. And I
Yeah.
did and I loved it. It was great. But
Yeah.
I remember being like, okay, I'm going to do this thing with her, and anyway, I was excited about doing it. I had a certain level of chops, but now I look at it so long later and I'm like, that I could have done things so much better and different. Do you have like pieces of work that you look back on and you're like, wow, I really could have done besides what
Well,
we did together?
I don't know. No, because like, if honestly, you couldn't, like, if I had a reel of everything, every little weird thing that I've done, it would be like 17 hours. Like, I've done,
Yeah.
I think back on like when, I was doing non-union stuff, I would just wanted to get busy and like meet people. So I was just saying yes to literally everything. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't even explain this kind of stuff I was doing. Like, from Russian, like, bridal parties to like, I used to do bar mitzvahs.
Doing stand up?
No, like dancing. I would dance at bar mitzvahs. Sandy Danto connected me to the job. Do you remember
Wait,
Sandy?
what? Yeah, I do. I don't know him, but I know who he is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait, so he, hold on. You would dance at events?
Yeah, like at bar mitzvahs, I'd be like, "Come on, Uncle Ted, let's do it," and then we get tipped out at the end. Or we do like reveal dances with the kids where we're like, "Whoa,"
Wait a minute. So you're like hype.
Yeah, I was like a hype girl. I was like a hype girl at
Oh,
bar
you seem like
mitzvahs.
such a good hype person, actually.
Yeah, I was like, "Come on, you got." And at the time, the yellow jackets were legal, which is basically speed. They were like these over the counter, basically like energy pills, and
Oh,
they're
yeah,
illegal
yeah.
now.
Like trim
But I
spot
would
type of
just
shit?
take, yeah, I would just take one, and me and my friend like work together. We'd just be like sweating at the end of the night, like, "Who wants to dance?" Like, Jesus. So yeah, I did that for like 6 years as a side job, and just a lot of weird little jobs like that. I mean, even Daddy Knows Best. Like, I look back on it and I'm like, oh, I think it's so great. Like, I wish we did more with
I
it.
think that was a great show.
Yeah,
The one
thanks.
there's an episode that I mean I saw that when I saw that and you told me about it, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, where is it coming out on? Like I was also so kind of naive to the point where I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, well, I guess this is a show. Is it going to be on like
Well, we
Netflix
had,
or?
yeah. Well, Steve had like such a tight contract with the league at the
Oh yeah,
time,
that's
and
right.
so we could. And I guess that's where it stopped. And then we
Mm.
sold it the second season, and there
Oh,
was like a
cool.
lot of notes on it, and it didn't. That was really really early on in my career. You know what? Do you remember this when we did? Sorry if this is like boring for people, but exciting for us. Do you remember that tiny dog that jewelry lady
I think
had,
about that.
and it got attacked by that like other dog, and it had like a tiny little cast on it after. We were like, oh my
All right, so just to fill listeners or viewers in, Jade and I did something a long time ago that was I was just directing this like jewelry commercial and I wanted to get really like cool and experimental with it, and I had this whole idea and we executed. It's actually not too bad, but I
I
just
think
would
it's
do it.
really cute.
I would
I
just
think
do it
it's
so
really
different
cute.
now. It was like,
Yeah.
but this woman had basically just had put aside a bunch of money to make a couple commercials, and Jade was in one of them,
Yeah.
and so but she had two dogs or something like that, and she couldn't
No,
let
it
them.
was her dog. She had a dog, and then the neighbor had a dog that would like constantly attack it.
Okay, this is what happened. All right, so the two dogs like came into close contact, and the big fucker bit the other one, and it was like, okay, everyone started screaming.
It was horrible.
And then
It
they had to
was,
like go to the vet, and the dog came back with like a little tape around its fucking thing.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I mean, I kind of when I see that stuff, I'm always like, you did too much, like you over exaggerated basically, like the screaming that happened. Then I mean, I don't really talk
It was
to her now.
crazy. No, I think about that. I think about that randomly all the time. And actually, I reached out to that jewelry lady when I started doing the suit because I
Oh,
wanted some of her jewelry because I like loved her jewelry.
oh, cool.
I thought she was really talented, and she doesn't do jewelry anymore.
She hit me up to do a music video like
I'm gonna go in the light.
3 or 4 years ago.
My light's shifting over here. Now I'm like way too lit, and
Oh,
I'm like,
shift as much as you need.
you know.
Yeah, I see you
But
now posting a lot. Well, now because so you're doing the soup. We don't have to get in the soup just yet, but what I do
cool.
know is that you had like a year or two, maybe more, of talking about being single, like
Huh?
on podcast. I listen to shit that you're on and stuff,
Yeah,
right? And now there's this hot guy in all your posts,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and he's like a hot guy.
Yeah, there's like a hot dude in my life. It's sick.
And so is your neighbor or is this your boyfriend?
We're getting to the juicy stuff, huh? Really important stuff. Yeah, no, I met someone. It was really, we actually met on the soup. I made fun of
Oh,
him on the soup.
what how like is he a celebrity or something?
he's not he like this is actually I this part of his past makes me like ugh, but and he knows that, but he was on a reality show, or he's like actually on two reality shows, and on one of them he was on them both for like a day,
Hmm.
but on one of them he just like introduced himself in a really douchey way. Like he basically just said what the producers told him to say, and he's like, hey, I'm just this guy from Dallas, you know, and
Yeah.
I made fun of
Oh, I
him.
see. I see.
And then he reached out on social media, and actually I wasn't running my social media at the time, so I missed it. But then
Hmm.
someone reached out to me. I was like, that hot guy you thought was hot said something, and we just started talking. And this was like around February, and then when quarantine started, we just started FaceTiming all the time. And so then from then on, it just like became a total thing. Like we
Yeah.
were just talking all day on the phone, and we're like, we have to meet, you know. So he's spent a lot of time here. I went to Dallas a little bit. Yeah, it's been nice.
That's cool.
It's been my pandemic silver lining.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of things that's happening with couples in the pandemic, and one of them is that immediately people started breaking up because they were like, we're not used to spending this much time together. But on the flip side, people are meeting because they want somebody.
Yeah, but I think
And
people are also like working on issues. You know what I mean? Like because they
yeah,
didn't have to get to spend a lot of time together or like be with their family. I think we're all being like, oh, maybe this quality of life is better for me.
right,
Um,
right.
I don't know. There's something to it.
It's cool, man. You guys seem like you're doing a lot of really fun stuff. I just wanted to ask because
Yeah.
I had kept up, I'd sort of, I'm going to keep asking if I'm using empathetic or apathetic correctly, but I was empathizing with the single thing because I
Yeah.
like dating. I like casually dating. I just like
Yeah.
I'm happy being single. I love
Yeah.
being alone, but I definitely want to have a partner eventually, and you got to
Yeah.
kind of hone in on what you want. You can't just keep. So I'm sort of starting to hone in, but so seeing somebody that I'd follow for a while be single, find somebody,
Yeah.
and seem happy is really cool to see.
Yeah, it was kind of like it kind of snuck in on me because I'm the same way. Like, I really like my space. I'm really OCD. I have my kind of rhythms. Like, I work all day. Like, my brain is really scattered. So I'm like, oh, like, if, you know, and I don't like relying on people.
Hmm.
Um, and then have you ever seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I don't. Maybe. Yeah.
Well,
Maybe.
he basically like creates a man. You know, he's like, I can make you a man.
Uh
That
huh.
he like is making a man. And I literally feel like in this weird universe, I like made this person. He's like, he just fits into my rhythm so well. It's so crazy. But you know what? It's very hard to find somebody in LA. So you gotta,
I
like my
know,
friend
man.
Justine said, you gotta ship him in.
All right. So this is a little. I mean, I used to do the shipping in thing, and I'm not like super proud of it, but it was. It's not hard to get a fucking $100, $200 plane ticket every now and then for somebody.
Yeah, no, I think just I just really wanted to date someone out of the industry. Like, and I didn't think it was possible. You know, I'm like, will they get it? Like, will they? And kind of because like he has been in a couple little things, like
Hmm.
he's a little bit parallel to it, like perpendicular to it, where
Yeah.
like he knows about it and he like respects it. But it's just so nice. Like I film all day and then I come home and there's like dinner cooked for me. I'm like I
Whoa,
can't
he does
even
that?
like yeah, he just left this morning actually. He's been here for 3 weeks and just left this morning. So it's a little
Oh, so that's why the last three you've been getting all the posts in. You know, yeah, you do that stuff.
yeah, it took me a second. Like I was like actually very private. The first couple months I was just like, I don't really think I should post anything. And he like posted something and I was like a little like, come on, can we like keep it more private? And then I was like, who cares? Like this is, you know, people who follow me,
Hmm.
like I want to be transparent.
Yeah, yeah.
And so yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, why not? Fuck it. And if it goes horribly down a burning fire, then it's like, yeah, I tried.
Well, the best thing about it is like if you do have followers or whatever, like people will know when you're single again. In well, you know what? I can't even speak for women, but I can speak for just dating in general. When people know you're single now again, then they know when to back off, and people are backing off right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
People are definitely backing off. Like I posted a photo of Cam and I, and they're like people are like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck is this? Where are the pictures of your butt?" You know. But yeah, fuck it. I'm happy. I'm excited, and I hope it continues in the way that it has been, and I think it will. So I feel very content right now.
So you're back filming The Soup recently, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we just started a couple weeks ago.
yeah, and you're in like, because it's not a studio with people,
Yeah, I'm in a studio.
but not with like an audience.
No, 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 no. We actually never really had an audience. Like we tried it a couple times for the
Oh,
first couple shows and it just didn't feel right. Like my energy was like too big for the audience there and then like too like too big for people to watch on camera, but like I
hmm.
wanted to make the people there laugh. So I was like trying really hard and it
And
just
you
like
gotta
didn't
stand still because that's the format, right?
exactly. And like I don't you see me, I'm like I
Your stand
can't
up.
stand still. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like ugh. And so it took a long time for me to kind of find my rhythm and then like episode 5 I felt like I like finally did it and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the one. Next week I can't wait." And then we literally got
Oh,
stopped and we tried some stuff at home but it just wasn't working, because it's
I
hard
saw
to do
that.
it. It's a scripted show, and
Yeah.
it takes a total village, like as conversational as it becomes, like
Hmm.
it goes through a whole process. And so that was tough, but then we got back in the first week, John. It was like, I have to admit, like pretty embarrassing for me. Everybody's like, you're so hard on yourself, but it just, I didn't feel connected to the material and I just feel like I didn't sell it. And all the shit that people say constantly about it, I was like, I agree with you. Like people were saying like, I hate her. And I was like, we have so much in common.
Wait,
But
why?
because I couldn't find my rhythm, like
Yeah.
I just hadn't been working in a while, and I'm doing self tapes and stuff like that and doing other
Yeah.
shit, but like I just hadn't been telling jokes. And so this week, like the one I did on Tuesday, I felt really good about. Like I was like, I found that pocket again, and
Oh, good.
so
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I think what people don't understand is that, it's a performance that normally you work out. Well, you as a stand-up, I would assume that you sort of like bring some of that skill set from stand-up to being able to do these monologues. Like
right,
this is sort of the rhythm that you get into, and when you're not able to exercise that, you might be rusty a little bit, And I didn't
yeah.
see like what you're talking about, but I mean, every comic
Thanks.
is rusty right now,
Oh my God, I watched it and I was like, it took me like 3 days to fully like have a full night's sleep. And that's what people don't get. Like they're like, and it sucks because of course I get compared to the old hosts like as they did, but I'm
Of
so
course, yeah.
different from them. Like it's a different universe. It's like apples to kiwis, literally. Like I'm a
It's like soup to
kiwi.
salad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, unless you're doing like a salad that's in a soup. Oh, I guess that doesn't work. I was thinking
All
like a
right,
baked
so
potato
maybe
soup.
it's like a soup to it's like a clam chowder to a minestrone.
Yeah, it's like a lobster and a steak. They're both like yummy, but they're different. They're so different. They're in a different category.
One has a tail.
And one has they both have tails.
They both have tails.
They both have tails. Wait, do you not know where cows
I don't know really about cows and stuff like that. I
have?
Oh,
Yeah,
god
Joe's
damn it.
cool, but he like never learned about farm animals. It's like kind of weird.
Hey, White Claw.
White Claw.
White Claw. Yeah, I kind of okay, so after we worked on that jewelry thing like in like a long time ago, it was
It
like
was
you're
like 20. It was like 2010, right?
yes, it was like yeah, around there.
Yeah.
And then it was like I started just like seeing you around, but then seeing you like randomly come out with stuff, and then I think like I don't know. I think it was like last year I started this show called Future Man, and I was like, let me just
Yeah.
see what this show's about. And I had no idea you were in it.
Yeah.
And you let yourself get into different shows. And so I watched the whole season, and then you showed up, and I was like, what the fuck? So it's so cool when that happens, man. It's kind of like it doesn't happen super often at first, obviously, right? When you're,
Yeah.
let's say, just like in Hollywood pursuing something,
Yeah.
it takes a long time. So when that starts to happen, you can kind of go, okay, cool. Have I advanced too? You start thinking,
You
you know what I mean?
have, of course. It's
Oh,
like it's
yeah.
fun to start to see your peers. Like when I'm home in Virginia, I'm like, it's annoying. Like I ruin every commercial for my sister because I'm like, oh, I know that guy. She's like, you mean they're not really a father daughter? And
Oh,
I'm like, I'm
man.
sorry. Like I ruin everything. But yeah, it's fun to see like the come up of everybody. Like everyone kind of finding their like where they work and where they
Yeah.
fit. And Future Man was one of the best experiences of my life.
That
Like
looked like a big
it
production.
was so, the set was so incredible, and the
Yeah.
people I got to work with, like the people who were like in my weird orgy couple,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
five of them, we became super good friends. Like we still text probably on a weekly. Like we all went to one of the weddings. Like we've remained really, really
Oh,
close.
that's cool, man.
Yeah, because I mean, we met like during an orgy, like the first day we shot the orgy, so we're all like naked on top of each other in this like pile, and we're like, "Hey, so
So if
where are
you
you
want to
from?"
see Jade naked, you go have to go watch the whole season.
I am naked in one episode, completely naked, but you don't, it's shot like this, but I
Oh yeah.
was naked on set. Like I was wearing just nipple covers and like a little thing over my bush. And
No one cares
it was such
anymore
a
about
great
nudity a little bit.
experience. I've never cared about nudity. I
Yeah.
mean, I wasn't naked on Californication, which was a big deal, but
Oh, I haven't seen that, but I know that you were in that.
yeah, that's a long time ago. That was my first recurring show I've ever done, like when I was like really, really young. So
Mm.
it's crazy. It's crazy to think about how far we've come, John. Look at
Yeah, but
us.
you know what I miss going back to the naked thing is
Yeah.
I miss nudity for sake of comedy. Like
Yeah.
the old I not that it can't happen now, but it can only really happen in front of like my friends. Like my best friends, one of my favorite things is like someone will pull their dick out and we're like, dude, put that away. And it's just like a funny thing for a second. Or like I'm
Yeah.
naked and then I go like run to the shower and like do I don't know. I love the naked stuff. Like
I
it's
know, me
just
too. It makes me laugh so hard. But it's
it's
kind of unfair. Like you guys, like my ex used to pull out a ball all the time, and he'd be like, "Hey, I think there's some bubble gum on my bowl," and people would be like, "Ah." And then I would pull out like one lip, and I'd be like, "Check out my wallet," and they're like, "What?" They're like, "Go back to
your
college, you
wallet.
trash can." I'm like, it's pure leather.
Oh my god.
Um, so it's not, we haven't gotten there quite there yet where vaginas are funny in the way that I want them to be, but we're getting there. I think we're getting there.
I think
Hopefully.
you know why, and this is stupid, but you know why is because I think that men don't grow up knowing their way around what a vagina is, like the anatomy of vagina.
No, women don't either. I mean, if you don't have a good parent, if you have a parent who's like,
Oh. But at least they have them. They can like be like, okay, what's going on here, and like look in a mirror or something like that.
yeah,
But men are just like, well, it's they just like men think that the period blood comes out of the pee hole. Like they think it's
yeah,
one hole,
yeah,
and
yeah. Wait,
very
wait, wait, wait. Are there multiple holes? What
yeah.
if I didn't know until right
Yeah.
now?
I'm just like teaching anatomy
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
36 years old. That's when I figure it out. I'm like, this makes so much sense.
Okay, so what about so you because you just started seeing somebody new, and it seems like you
Mhm.
bring this up, and I have brought it up several times on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yes.
I am curious about have you farted in front of the new guy?
I talk about this all the time,
I
and
know,
he's like, do it, baby, do it, fucking fart.
dude.
He's very encouraging. Wait, I hear music somewhere. Is that you?
I live, I'm in New York. There's a street right
Hell
here.
yeah. People are just out and about getting COVID. I love that.
Yeah, well, no, it's a car driving by. I live by, like Puerto Ricans and stuff.
Oh, nice. So New York. Oh, sorry. Are you in Williamsburg?
I am.
Oh, nice. I used to have a place there on
What?
South First and Havenmeyer.
Oh, you were in you were like white people Williamsburg.
Oh, well, I mean, it was like very Puerto Rican, my area. I loved it
Oh,
so much.
really?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm in
that's why I asked.
ah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm in Puerto Rican Williamsburg as well. But
I love it.
anyway,
I
let's get
love
to your
Williamsburg.
farting.
Oh yeah, so I haven't technically farted in front of him, but I feel like this is the guy that I would.
Oh,
He
wait a
doesn't
minute. Oh,
care.
because you didn't do it in front of Nick.
No, I think I went like the entire time. Like I have a bit about it. Like I don't think
I know.
honestly it's not a joke. Like but still now I'm like very conservative of it. Like you know what I'll do? I'll go into another room and I'm like I have to fart and then I'll like fart in another room.
But you know what you have done, whether you like it or not,
What?
farted in your sleep, and
Oh yeah, I hope so.
they've heard it.
I don't know.
I
But you know what it is? He can't see right now. He lost his glasses and is like, COVID waiting for like new glasses in the mail. And I'm nervous to when he has glasses again because he's gonna be able to tell that I have like a full mustache every other week.
Oh, do you really actually?
Like I could like pluck every day and still have like a little bit of a mustache.
You seem so you seem so like a fish a little bit. You seem so smooth.
Oh yeah, I lasered like most of my body, but you can't do the face.
Like, okay, so this is what happens. Do you have smooth skin? You seem like you have smooth skin,
Yeah,
like in your
I
body,
do. I do. I do. I do.
like naturally. So
Still silky smooth.
every time I'm with a new person, I love doing this. Every time I'm with someone that I just started dating or whatever, and then we're like cuddling or something, and then they, you're feeling each other's bodies and shit.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
wait for it because inevitably they're gonna say, "Wow, you have really smooth skin."
You're so
Oh,
smooth.
I fucking wait for it. I'm like,
Asian
there it
men
is.
have the
Okay.
smoothest skin. I I dated an Asian man. And
Oh
I
yeah.
can't even explain the skin. Like it was like smoother than any female skin I had ever felt. I called him a dolphin.
Yeah. That's we're dolphins. We're very
Yeah.
smart like dolphins,
Uh-huh.
and
And
we're
then when you
smooth like
come, you're
dolphins.
like, ee, ee,
Oh yeah, I remember
ee. Yeah.
that.
I had to, Ron. I'm sorry.
Damn, I probably do that. Um,
You're gonna catch yourself in the mirror next time and you're gonna be like, who am
oh
I?
fuck. I yeah, this is like jumping around a lot, but there's an episode of Daddy Knows Best that always
Oh yeah.
sticks out to me with Esther in it.
Oh,
When
the babysitter.
Ooh, is this even
Forgot
like
that.
okay to bring up like this episode?
I don't even fully remember the whole like how it went. I
Well,
just
this
remember
was
that like she hit on him. Didn't she hit on him?
okay. Well, so if people don't know, Esther Povitsky is a comedian who looks very young even now, and this was 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, she looked so young, and I remember thinking she was actually just some 13-year-old actor.
No, that was like her whole act, you
I know.
know?
I didn't know. I didn't know
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
she was.
Yeah.
So no, what happens was she's the babysitter, and then she tells Steve Renazizi's character, "If you don't let me jerk you off, I'm gonna tell everyone that you came on to me."
Oh my God, I totally forgot that. I forgot that she was even in an episode, dude.
Yeah, that was my
That's
intro
so
to her,
crazy.
and then I again like so sort of like naive. I went to the Comedy Store at one point and I saw her, and
Yeah.
I felt weird for bringing up that I know you from that thing where you played like a reverse pedophile. So I didn't.
No, I'm sure she liked it. I'm sure she liked it. It was like one of our very early works, you know. I think we're all really proud to be in it. Like it was like, oh my God, Steve and Zizi, you know. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, it's cool because like there was not a lot of women in the Comedy Store scene, you know. So like we're
Hmm.
all kind of part of this class, and so it's been just so cool seeing everybody do so well, and we're all still at it. We're all still at it.
Well, do you actually miss stand up? Obviously, you miss stand up, but do you miss do you miss I guess being in the grind of acting or stand up
I
more?
mean, I'm still fully in the grind of acting.
Yeah, but you're not
I
like
probably
driving to auditions and going to
Yeah, I'm
sets.
probably doing an audition every other day. I just had a Zoom call back yesterday
Yeah.
with a bunch of directors like on Zoom, and I had to sing, which was
You can
yeah.
sing? Wait, you can sing, you can dance? What's going on here? I'm learning so
I'm a
much about
triple
you.
threat. I went to
Jeez.
school for musical theater, so that like doing something musical is really like, where my heart's at. So I'm pitching a couple things that are like musical, and I'm really trying to do that.
Oh, wait, I saw you do this thing at the Improv. I totally forgot. I saw you do this set at the Improv where it was like improv singing or something.
Yeah.
Whose night? Who was that? Was like someone's
It
night?
was it was maybe Josh Adam Meyer's show, like the Late Late Show, or I had Jeffy Baldinger or Avery Pearson's show, where it's like the '88 show.
No, I
But I've
think it
done
was
a lot
Josh
of
Adam
musical.
Myers, and I think it was
Yeah,
Late Show because I remember being
yeah,
late.
yeah, yeah, and or like Jeremiah Watkins, they used to have that really late, like Midnight
Yes.
Snack.
All right, that's the
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I've been trying to do like, but what I miss honestly, like I miss being around my comic friends. Like I miss going to driving to a show, hanging out, watching other people's sets, like just being in that energy of it. And like, I miss feeding off of an audience so intensely. And I've
Hmm.
kind of realized that like, as much as I love writing, I don't. I I like comedy because I like being in the moment and reacting in the moment and like kind of staying on my feet in the moment rather
Yeah.
than kind of writing like a funny joke and like putting it on Twitter and seeing people's reactions to it.
Is
Like,
there like no way to go still hang out with like a bunch of comics? Something like, is there
yeah,
barbecues or
but
like what can you do?
no, I'm just not really seeing anybody because like a lot of people are relying on me to stay healthy for the soup. Like
Oh,
if somebody gets COVID, we can get somebody else. But if I
yeah,
get it, like we're
it's
out
over.
for two, it's over. It's over.
Yeah,
And so I actually haven't really been seeing anybody. Like I have a couple friends in my quarantine circle.
yeah, yeah.
And I get tested twice a week. So after I get my negative
Jesus.
tests, yeah, or once a week now. But once I get tested, like I'll go, I'll see one or two people maybe, but it's very rare that I like see anybody.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know. I've been seeing people kind of hanging out at the clubs, and I'm like, no, man, we're like in a pandemic. Like, I don't need to do it that badly. Where I'm like, give me a Zoom comedy show. Like, I'm getting my fix from the
Hmm.
soup, and they keep me pretty busy. I
Have
mean,
you
I have to
tried
do
those though?
what? No, I
Zoom
haven't done
comedy.
one now. I haven't done one yet.
They just don't seem they seem like it would be sadder to not to do it than to not do
I
it.
don't know. People want to do it, people want to get that creative juice out. Like I totally get it. Like I totally get it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a couple places that look really cool, like that where like you do on a set and it's like the whole stage is people coming in virtually, kind of like what you're doing with your
Mm.
podcast. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it could be cool. I feel like I'll get there. I also like just haven't been writing material, so my entire set is basically about this new dude I'm dating, and I'm like, I hope that's okay.
Oh wow. That's. Have you ever come across problems with that? I guess you were with your ex so long that, and he was a comic. You know what I mean? But like dating someone outside of comedy, have you come across problems where they're like, "Hey, why did you talk about my ching ching?"
No, I'm not going to talk about his ching ching. I
Did
his
the Asian
it's
guy
more
have a
like
ching
it's more
ching?
it's more of a chong chong. It's more of a chong chong.
Ooh,
I don't even know if that's a word,
that's no, but we
but
know.
now like I'm mostly. I mean, I met him making fun of him, so if he wasn't cool with that, like from the beginning, but
Oh,
I tease the ones I love. Like there's no like honestly, I do not have like roast comedy in me. That's not my style. Like
oh
I
yeah.
want people to feel included when I make fun of them. Like yeah, she's right.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, and he knows like I ran a couple bits by him. Like he has like he never eats vegetables, so I have all these jokes about how I feel like I'm Kate Beckinsale now. I'm just making Tostitos like twice a week for my date.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I don't know. I miss the grind of stand up, but also I feel sort of this like weird relief where I don't have to do stand up every night, and like there's no part of me that would have stopped,
Mm-hmm.
even though like mentally and for my health it was probably better for me to do so.
Mm-hmm.
I was just so busy and I was still doing stand up like every night, because I wanted to like keep up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was just really unhealthy. And my quality of life is like a lot better. Like I'm in a lot better shape. Like my health is a lot better. I sleep better.
You are. You seem like so. I guess healthy isn't really the right word, but you seem clear is what you seem. Like like
Oh, cool. I
Scientologists that
appreciate
go
that.
clear. Wait, are you a Scientologist now?
No, no, no. I'm not sci-tie yet.
Well, you seem clear.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, it's what I've noticed is the big stress that has been taken off with this whole thing is there's no more FOMO. What are you
I
missing
know.
out on?
I
Nothing is
love it
going
though.
on.
I love it though because it was this kind of illusion in the first place. And now, like when the
True.
soup first happened, I couldn't tell anybody, and then when it finally like got released, it was this huge news. Like I've been waiting to have this moment for like what 15 years, like
Yeah.
and it was crazy, and I was like traveling and blah, 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 and shows, and like I wasn't fully happy. Like I was feeling stressed out. I was feeling really tired
Oh.
all the time. I was feeling like a lot of pressure. And then now, like this last week when I shot the soup, it was such a different thing where like I felt such overwhelming gratitude for every
Mhm.
little thing. Like I felt so much more present. And I don't know, it's just a whole new thing. Like I think I just feel so lucky now for the things that I have versus this thing where I'm like, I've worked for this forever. Like it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just, it's just this weird thing of like, oh my God, I get to do this. Like, how lucky am I? Like, people are really struggling. And I hope that it brings people like happiness,
I mean, it's
And
really
so,
cool that they're powering through with right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
powering through the pandemic you know.
Yeah, and we're following like there's a lot we're following all the CDC guidelines and it's very strict on set and
Hmm.
there's not a lot of people on set and we're getting tested every week, so it's like it is a whole thing, like a whole
How
different
many
ball
people are on
game.
set?
I want to say like 15 maybe, like and
Oh
not in the
wow,
studio. Yeah. Yeah.
damn.
There's like 3 or 4 people in the control room, 2 cameramen, 2 sound people, like
Hmm.
scripty, and then my showrunner.
Well, I'm curious
So
about because I've been watching it as much as I can without having TV. But I'm like super indie. I don't have TV, so it's whatever. Um, I'm just kidding. But I'm curious about because I've seen clips where like there is laughter,
yeah,
but
we're sweetening it. I mean, the cameramen and like the people on set will laugh. So,
that's cool.
you know what I mean? Like they're far away from me, but like they laugh and then we get them laughing and then we kind of just sweeten it because I mean, it is it's a huge studio too, which is like,
Mm,
you know,
it's kind of
not really doesn't really help the cause, but it's the studio we have and we're just like making it work. Honestly, like I'm so proud of the crew.
yeah.
Just like the writers, the researchers, like the editors, like for making it work right now. Like our graphics person is incredible. He's making
Hmm.
these graphics in like hours and they look amazing. Like
Wow.
just everybody's taking on so many more jobs too.
Yeah, yeah.
And like he's been so awesome. Like they've let me like put so much of my life into it and so much of my own thing into it and they've been really patient, like
Yeah.
cuz the first episode back I was like expecting to get a phone call like you're fired. But they've been cool and they've been like really understanding and I honestly I'm in a good moment right now with it.
So I'm just curious a little bit about process and let me know what you can get into. But so there are a team of writers, I would assume, for this thing, right? For the show,
Yeah.
right?
Some of the best ones in LA.
And then you do I know who any of them are? Does
Yeah. Mike Lawrence, he's incredible.
oh
He's like does a bunch of the roasts and he's written
yeah
on every show
yeah
and
he's from New
um
York, right?
no, he's I don't know. I don't think he's a New Yorker. He's an LA guy.
He's a beardy guy.
Yeah, yeah, beard. I didn't know he was
Pretty
from New
sure
York,
he's New
but
York.
maybe he
He's
is.
from New York. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Or maybe I did. I'm blanking. White Claw.
Why?
Um, Karen Anderson, who's written on everything. She's written on Ellen. She's written on, I mean, she's done everything. She also used to be a stand-up.
Hmm.
Um, Pia Glenn, who's awesome too. She's written a lot. She wrote on a political show before this one. Um, and then Chris McGuire is my head writer, who's like incredible. He's right on. The last show he did was Safe Sex with Nikki Glacier. He's done
Hmm.
At Midnight, all the roasts.
Nice.
And then my showrunner is Sue Murphy, who was Chelsea Handler's showrunner for
Oh,
11
cool.
years. She is running the ship, man. Without her, I would be lost. I get on her nerves, I'm sure, but she's someone I really look up to. Like
So
she's
they have
kick ass.
these monologues and things written, and I'm sure. So do you come and like help in the writers' room, or are you?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you do. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Do you
So
actually
it's
write stuff and bring it to them as well?
yeah, absolutely. Like so our process is obviously different now. So what we do is like Monday through Thursday we're basically doing pitch meetings, like
Hmm.
pitch meetings like probably every other day and then they're slowly writing raps to them and then we kind of form it together and then there's a couple rounds of notes from
Hmm.
and along the way I'm kind of like just keeping track and being like I like this, I would probably say this different, but
Hmm.
it's not until the very last minute when I go through the teleprompter that I like make things kind of more conversational in my own language.
Yeah, yeah.
um and like I'm immigrant in times where they don't think I am. I'm like, I can't say those 2 words together. Like I can't do it. I just can't do it.
So English is not your first language, right? Because you moved
No.
here when you were
Yeah. Yeah. When I was 12.
12. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So they'll like, they make it more conversational and like, I say like, and I say bro, and I say dude, and they've been really cool with like making it sound like me. So it's, cause it's hard to land jokes that aren't in your kind of rhythm.
Yeah, that's true.
Like even if it's a good joke, like sometimes I can't land
That's
them.
that's
Like I
so
can't land
important
it.
for people to know. It's weird because when things are good, it doesn't mean they're good for you in general.
Right.
Like there could be this super hot chick and I'm like, "Oh, she's so hot," but like I fucking hate being around her. There could be a
Yeah.
super good movie, but I would be horrible at directing that.
Right,
You
right, right,
know?
right, right.
Hot
Yeah.
chicks in
No,
movies.
it is.
That's It's the first
That's
thing
it.
that
Chasing
came.
movies. That's my thing.
um,
No, definitely, definitely. But it's been hard, like kind of figuring out the process because when I used to be able to just walk into the writer's room and be like, "What's this? Oh, this is funny." I would say it like that. There's not that kind of
oh,
cohesiveness to it. So we're figuring out like they write something, I see it Friday, I get the whole weekend with it. I can write some jokes. Monday we do a read through. I have my jokes. Like we're finding the COVID rhythm. Um,
fun.
but yeah, it's taken like a few weeks to kind of get into the groove again. And
Why don't they just
look,
put a
I'm
laugh
just
track? I think it would
we
be.
do we no
You don't want to?
we've tried different things, and the light sweetening is like where it feels just right for us right now. So
Okay,
that's
okay.
where, yeah.
I just, because you were saying you miss an audience, so I was like, just put it in your ear.
Well, no, 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 no. Yeah, I'm like, I miss validation, please.
Yeah.
No, I miss like I can't. It can't be translated. Like there's something that happens when you feel this. I think why we all get addicted to stand up. This is for me. I can't speak for other people, but when you have this feeling when it feels like the audience is literally hanging on every word you're saying,
Hmm.
and you can get them to be fully quiet and then have them erupt with laughter exactly when you know they will.
Yeah,
That feeling that can't be translated into something virtual.
oh
It's a
man,
vibration.
it
It's
is.
like at the Laugh Factory. It's a different story than any other place. But like the Ice House, for example, at the Ice House,
Yeah.
you can feel like the like rolling laugh. You can feel it, like the way that
Why do
the
you think you
stage
can
is
feel rolling
placed.
laughter at the Ice House and not at the store or not at the Improv?
Well, it has a lot to do with like the technicality of how the building was made. Like, I don't know if you
Yeah.
know this, but fun fact, the OR is the hardest place to perform in the entire world because when Mitzi Shore made the original room in 1971, it was Ceros in the back still. So she made the walls soundproof so that people couldn't hear the stuff in the back. And so
Oh.
it eats laughter. Like instead of most places where it's like a bounce,
Whoa,
like
really?
the Ice House is like a fully it's half of a round room with bounce on it, so you can feel like it bounces off.
Hmm.
Like that's why most comedy shows have a brick back.
Uh-huh.
It's to have laughter bounce off of it, sound bounce off of it. And
This is amazing.
yeah, and so like there's all these like manipulations that you can have at a comedy show. Like low lighting is one of them because people feel shy. Low ceilings is another one because when people feel like they're in closer encounters, they're more likely to laugh.
Hmm.
Cold temperatures make people laugh more. And then another trick that people use is like really short waitresses so they don't interrupt like the show.
Oh my gosh, there's so much put into it that people don't even fucking know.
Exactly. And like I've gotten really obsessed with like verbal manipulation in linguistics where like um people are very uncomfortable to laugh. Like I have a theory that having laughing out loud is like having an opinion. And having an
Yep.
opinion about something is scary, especially like when you're in public. You don't want to be the first one to go like, "I agree," and that's
Oh
basically what
my
you're doing
gosh.
when you're laughing. And so I start almost every set with music. So there's music for people to start kind of getting their gear going. Like,
Hmm.
haha, if they laugh with music, when the music kind of fades away, they're like already practiced. They've already
Yeah.
practiced laughing. So it's not as scary. So that's definitely something that I use. Or like another thing is like shifting in volume. Like that's a
Hmm.
big, like, people like, I mean, Joe Rogan, like look at Joe. He's like the master of it where he's
Right.
like, ah, like, and it kind of like, oh, and that kind of impulsively makes you laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Or
yeah, just
going
like you
really
learn those
quiet when
things.
like you think they're not listening for some reason and then they're like, "Wait,
Right,
what is he?" So they have to like stop
right,
talking.
right,
Um
right, right.
I'm also a big fan of Mike Birbiglia who is really good at getting really soft and then getting
Yeah,
get crazy loud.
yeah, yeah,
I love those rolling responses like you're mentioning.
yeah.
Um
It's cool.
that's really cool to know. Like all the science behind comedy
Yeah, I don't
plugs.
think people know. People just go like, I don't think people understand like what an art it is and how long it takes to sort of naturally start to feel those things. Like,
Hmm.
like you get to a point where people are like, do you still have bad sets? And I'm like, I don't really ever have bad sets in the way that I used to, where like I would like feel nauseous and like, oh, I said the wrong thing. Like now
Hmm.
it's more about like, can I have like, if can I be loose and can I have fun? Like, can I be in the moment versus like being in my head?
Did
That's
you
like
ever
how I
drink before going on stage?
never,
Never.
never like I'll have like a sip of a Jack and Coke, like 2 sips,
Right.
maybe. Like the rush is about being in control for me.
Mm.
So if I feel like at all out of control, I get out of my rhythm, and then the whole thing is fucked for me,
Mm.
for sure.
That's actually like you're unique in that sense because I feel like, well, are you? Because I feel like there's so many I guess sober
No,
comics these days.
yeah, I have. I mean, Esther doesn't drink. A lot of my friends don't drink.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually know a lot of comics that drink anymore. I think that's kind of an old school mentality.
Yeah.
Like the whole like I drink and I hang out and I yeah. You know, like I'm so happy that that's like it's on its way out, baby. Bye.
I know. It's cool
Like
because people are,
we don't have to like people that we don't like anymore. It's great.
yeah. I mean that's there's also the purists that think that that's like that is comedy. It's like no, I mean like you're not really there. Like there's
Well, I mean, do you, like whatever makes you feel like like I wish I could smoke a
true.
joint and do comedy, but like that's just not me. Like that's not how I
Right.
work. I mean, it's also like I don't think it's professional, like it's not for me. I'm not judging other people, but like for me, if I showed up somewhere and I was drunk
Yeah.
at work, like that's what are we doing?
Wow.
Yeah.
We have one other link that I forgot to bring up.
Okay.
There's a show that you did. All right, so I used to work at Pop TV. Did you know that?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I did.
So
I
you know where
remember
this
you
is
sent
going.
me.
Oh, did I
You
send
sent
you?
me texts. You sent me like a text or something once, and you were like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, there's a show called Return of the Mac, which is with
Yeah.
what's his name?
Joey McIntyre.
Joey McIntyre.
Yeah.
And I edited their like episodic promos and like basically the trailers for the show. And I did that for a couple of years, or forever, for a couple of years for that TV network, and that was one of the shows
Yeah.
that I was on. And I remember being like, "What the fuck?" So I was like, "Let me just like give her a couple extra lines in this little
Hell
promo."
yeah! My friend Jesse Serval was like one of the heads of creative at Pop for a while, so that was cool to like
Oh
get to
yeah.
work with
Oh
one
fuck,
of my
that's
friends.
right. Yeah, I know she
Yeah.
is.
Wait, we have another weird thing. When you moved out of your apartment, my friend moved into the same apartment in LA.
Swainson?
My friend, Shannon's friend.
Chris
Oh my God, I'm
Swainson.
like, no, it's not him.
Wait, what apartment?
The one in behind Franklin Village that I
Oh,
went to once.
how do you know? What?
Because I went there and I was like, I've been to this apartment before.
No way. Who?
Yeah, but I think my friend Shannon was like house sitting for someone.
Uh-huh.
So I think it was like, I don't know whose actual apartment it was.
Oh, dude,
but it was
yeah.
your apartment that I had been to. Like,
Yeah. And that's okay. So we got a lot of cool links. That's awesome.
yeah. And you also didn't you edit a little bit for Closet Rich for me?
Oh, fuck.
Remember
That's
those
right.
videos?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of those still. I know it's like, they're so stupid, but I love them so much.
I do too. I remember, I forget her name.
Elizabeth Cott.
Elizabeth Cott. But I think there was one more. Smart.
And Stephanie Sambari.
That's the one.
And they actually have a great podcast called That's So Retrograde. If people haven't seen it, they should definitely check it out. It's a health and wellness podcast, and it's doing really, really well. So it's cool. It's cool to see them do that.
Yeah, it's really, this is what I am so bummed about, like, when I moved from LA to here, is because I, like, ran into her at some birthday party. I had, like, friends in my building because I moved into a building downtown LA, and this is my favorite place I lived. There were a couple friends that I ended up having in the building that I didn't know about.
I love that. Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, do you want to go to this party? It's like across the street, and like it's just a bunch of our friends." And I'm like, "This is so cool! I don't have to go anywhere or do anything."
I love that. I love downtown. Yeah.
And then I ran into goddamn, what's her name? Elizabeth what?
Oh, you're talking about Steph Sambari.
Sambari, yes. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, I did the Closet Rich stuff," and we were like talking about.
Yeah. I love that.
What that kept happening for other people that just so many people that I had met before, and you realize that your circle is fucking huge. I don't think LA is small. I think your circles just are huge.
No, but it becomes smaller because people kind of like drop off, like it's a hard industry, and like the people who really stick to it are really the people who end up succeeding in it. And so like you start to like work with like if I am on set now, like I know probably a third of half of the set. Like I've worked with this camera guy, I've worked with this sound guy, like I've worked with this like girl. So it's cool. It becomes like smaller and smaller. And
I had an acting teacher that told me something about acting teachers love to quote Marlon Brando, and
yeah.
he's like, Marlon, did you hear the cops, by the way?
My God, I hear the cops. Jesus.
I'm in the ghetto Williamsburg. But he
Ghetto
said,
Williamsburg.
yeah,
Gilliamsburg?
Gilliamsburg, baby. He said that Marlon Brando's thing was, someone asked him like, "What's the secret to success in Hollywood?" And he said, "Just stay here."
Oh, that's good. That's a simple way of saying it. I have this quote,
Yeah.
like, it was actually Jesse's birthday the other day. We've known each other for like 15 years, went to college together, and we moved out here together. And I had a business of acting class, and I found like all these notes that we were taking from the first day.
Hmm.
And my teacher was this guy named Brad Lamack, and I was like very studious about acting when I first got to LA. Like I would meet somebody and they would give me their business card and I would put it on a notebook and go like, we discussed this, we talked about this, follow up in 3 months.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
I was like very like, and okay, this is his quote that I thought was like so cool. There's no such thing as failure in the business. There are only people who give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
There's no such
Brad
thing as
Lamack.
failure. There's only people who give up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like there's constant failure in it. Like I get rejected on a daily basis. Like I'm constantly trying to be involved in everything, and it's like no, and it's like it's not personal. It's even though that's hard, you know.
Well, there's like, what's that thing? There was an episode of This American Life like years ago about rejection therapy, or it might have been Invisibilia, but
I
it's
love Invisibilia.
I think it's
love
Invisibilia.
that. I
Yeah.
love Invisibilia. Yeah.
Where like this guy just wanted to not worry about getting rejected by girls anymore, so he went and like he made it a thing. He's like, I'm gonna hit on 30 girls a day, and so he was just like, hey, how's it going? I think you're cute. Can I have your number? No, okay. And then he would just like do it again and again and again, and then they interview him after that, and he's like, yeah, I don't really care about it anymore. And like now, if I see someone, I have no hesitation to just be like, how's it going? And not that I think that's I don't know, all that stuff when like guys try to do those type of things are like it's gonna happen so unnaturally. Like how many times does someone go up to you and go, I think you're really pretty, can I have your phone number? And then you
Never.
give it to them.
I know that never. I mean, I would like
You
if
would?
somebody was. I mean, I would if I felt like interested. Like I think that like when I got out of my 8-year relationship, like I wasn't on dating sites or anything, and I was like walking Echo Park, and someone came up to me and he was like, "What a beautiful day! Like I saw you from a distance, and I thought you were really beautiful." And I was like, and we like ended up like going out a few times.
Oh wait, what was he beautiful too?
He was attractive. Yeah, he was attractive.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he knew. So there was okay.
Yeah, there's like a physical attraction, but like I was just also so like taken aback that like
Mm,
he walked up to me and like broke that seal. I found
that's
that
cool.
so like attractive. Like I
Totally.
probably would have thought like even if I didn't think he was like attractive, like I would have maybe like okay, like just to kind confidence
For
is
sure.
attractive.
Yeah,
So
all right. So what about if oh fuck, what was I gonna say? I lost it. White Claw.
White Claw.
I'm actually almost done it. But oh, okay, this is what I was gonna say. Is that when I have ever hit on somebody, it's never like, hey, how's it going? Can I get your number? Like that's so like you don't even know who this person is. Like you gotta like kind of but not butter them up, but you also want to get to know them too,
Right.
Like what
Yeah. Have you?
what if they have a bad voice?
Hi.
You
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. Dating is such a different thing nowadays. Like, I mean, hello. Like, I never thought I would meet someone making fun of them on my TV show.
That's true. I
Um,
mean, also during COVID, I am like, I'm single out here, and I'm like,
let's
I
go.
don't know.
But don't you feel like, I mean, for me at least, like COVID got me to get my walls down a little bit where I was like, I'm home all day. Like, it's okay if we talk, like, we can FaceTime. Like,
You'd be
you know what I mean? I would
surprised. There's
never do that.
so many girls from dating apps, and I'm talking like 80 to 90% are like, I don't want to FaceTime, and I'm like, well, what the fuck do you want to do? Meet up and risk getting COVID? Like, why don't we why don't we like do a little bit of like a FaceTime conversation and
Yeah.
like, it's your way of vetting people.
I think you should. I mean, I think if somebody doesn't want to FaceTime with you, it's like, why would you want to see me? Like, what's the difference?
Well, some
Like,
people are like, I would rather see you in person than FaceTime me. I'm like, that's so weird. What if we hate each other immediately? You would know that during FaceTime, you
yeah,
know?
I think FaceTime is like genius, and it's also like, I don't know. I got much closer to him than I would if I would have gone on like a date with him. You know what I mean? Like I
Mm-hmm.
would have met him, we would have fucked, and then I would have been like, nah, bye. Like
Mm-hmm.
we really like got to know each other before we even met in person. Like we were talking for like almost 2 months, like before we even
Oh,
met.
those are cool. And then you meet up and it's like,
It was so cool. It was
mm.
very 90 Day Fiance when I saw him at the airport, like from a distance. I was like, yeah, I didn't get catfished. I didn't get catfished.
Yeah, he's a hunky dude.
He's healthy. That's what my
He's
sister said.
healthy.
She's like, I can't call your boyfriend hot because that's fucking weird. So she was like, he's healthy.
He's healthy. Does he have a chong chong?
He's got a chong chong. He's got a chong chong. I love that we made that word up and now it's our word.
um,
No, yeah, he's great. He's a really sweet guy. It's exciting.
yeah. Okay. Well, I have one thing that I do on the show, and so what I'm gonna do is send you a photo of your mannequin. And what I'd like to do is put a T-shirt on your mannequin that is just something that I think sums you up as like from you know what I mean? Something that
Is it
we
going to be a
both get.
tie-dye shirt? Okay, cool. Should I smile?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Smile. All right. Cool.
I was kind of going to go with a closed mouth villain smile, but you made me smile with my teeth.
Oh well, I just made you smile with your teeth so that I can use that as the thumbnail on the
I
YouTube.
get it. I get it. I get it.
I just sent it to you. Go ahead and check it out. Don't worry about.
Okay, sweet.
I just want you to see. I want to,
I love that. Oh my God, I'll totally post that. I love that.
What I was gonna
That's so
do
cute.
was do.
My mannequin's tits are so hot.
Oh, okay. So I got new shirts for the female mannequin, and
Yeah.
it makes the tits like pop out so much.
Yeah,
Like,
really perky. I love that.
yeah, I gotta install nipples on this thing for no
Oh my
reason,
God, they're
really.
great.
But
That's great. You know, you can buy nipples that stick on.
no. Why would someone do
Yeah.
that?
Well, I know this because like Samantha did it in Sex and the City. She's like, "Oh, darling, it definitely works. Look at these." And she put them in, and then guys were like, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?"
Well, thanks for doing the show. I really appreciate it. I'm
Duh.
very stoked to always every time I see you, it's so fun to see you. Like I
I know
ran into you at Fahim's
we
special.
have all the little weird like
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, I always look forward to seeing the clips of your show. I'm working on getting TV so I can like see things like your show.
Hey, I'll
in
send you a link. I'll
entirety.
send you a link. I'll send you a link to the
Send me a
last
link.
episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Good to talk to you, Jade.
Hey, so nice to talk to you. Thanks for having me.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for checking out that episode of Face to Face Time with Jade Catta-Preta. If you haven't checked out the soup yet, please watch it. I don't know exactly when it comes on. Oh, you know what I'll do though? I'll put it in the description. So there you go. Checkmate. Can't get me for shit. I did my job. I put description. I put the description in there. So I've been drinking White Claw, and my thoughts are a little bit like scattered right now, in like a buzzy way. But it's Friday, and I fucking. Oh, okay. So so I plugged all that stuff. Follow the Instagram and do the subscribing and all that stuff, please. But if you like this shirt, I actually I put it on. I'm gonna put that in the description too, so you can go. Okay, so what I did was I just started this little online store that was like just shit I like. It's called Stuff I Like. So sometimes it says podcast because I like podcasts. Whatever it says, I have to fill in I like blank. Right, so I got some of my favorite directors and actors on there. I got just simple stuff, very simple stuff. Exhibit A. So if you like podcasts, you can get one of these shirts. I'll put it in the description, and that's it. That's all I have to say. But yeah, I great episode, right? Thank you so much. Now it's Friday. I'm gonna go kind of party as much as I can in a fucking pandemic. When you don't, you know, have a good night, day, and subscribe, follow, like all that stuff. Bye.